Hey everybody! So with version 2.0 being released recently, and the introduction of the Master Sword power-up, I decided to make a video going over each of Link's main abilities, and showing off some tricks and level ideas you can do with him. These include the Master Sword, Dash Attack, Down Thrust, the Hylian Shield, the Bow and Arrow, and Bombs. Link also learned how to wear a helmet since his days as a mystery costume in the original Super Mario Maker. While the Master Sword is Link's predominant way of attacking, it can also be used to activate switches, or destroy power blocks. It also has great range, and is capable of killing enemies from below. When Link stabs an object, it will very briefly bounce upwards, which has many interesting uses. The first of which is the mid-air item jump. We can also make this trick easier by moving into the night sky theme, where items have low gravity. You are also able to perform a shell jump. By stabbing a Koopa clown car, you are able to send it flying upwards faster than would normally be able if you were simply flying in it. When a P-switch is stabbed, it will temporarily become intangible on the sides for the duration it is in the air. By stabbing the object, and then walking underneath it, Link is able to bounce it forward off his head, allowing us to carry the P-switch. It is also possible to bring the P-switch up the vine by repeatedly stabbing it and doing small jumps off the vine while slowly climbing upwards. But the real question is, why carry only one P-switch when you can carry all the P-switches? Another really cool use for this is his space elevator that was found by Sakio. The dash attack is useful for charging through hordes of enemies. However, because of the small jog that Link does before starting to move, it's not actually any faster than simply running. One solution for this, if you're going for a world record, is to run forward like normal with one run button, while also repeatedly pressing the other run button to allow Link to use his sword. Unless, of course, you're underwater. The most useful aspect of the dash attack is that it generates a lot of speed in a very short distance, allowing us to make large jumps with little run-up. In the night sky theme, as soon as you leave the ground, you're forced to immediately slow down because of the low gravity. However, interestingly, Link's dash attack is actually immune to this slowdown, which opens up some really cool ideas. After starting the dash attack, you can cancel this by simply letting go of the run button. By canceling the dash after leaving the ground, Link will remain at the same speed despite no longer dashing. It's important to note though, that this will only work if you go neutral on the controller. If you press either left or right after leaving the ground, you'll immediately go back to the normal low gravity speed. By doing the dash cancel, you also free up Link's hands to use a different weapon, such as the bow. By performing a dash attack while standing next to a note block, it's actually possible to clip underneath it. This can be a little inconsistent at times, however, it can be made easier by making the ground ice. When Link dashes into the wall, he does a small bounce when rebounding off it. But did you know there's actually 3 different heights you can get from this? By rebounding off and then immediately pressing jump after leaving the ground, we can jump high enough to land on this platform. Holding down the run button before dashing into the wall will cause Link to bounce too high, although even the small bounce can be useful for collecting a key. The down thrust can be used to kill enemies from above, but it can also be used to activate switches or destroy POW blocks, essentially acting as Link's version of the ground pound. It can even launch a small enemy on a seesaw. Link is also able to drift left or right while falling. The down thrust can be cancelled by pressing up, which is useful for when you only want to kill certain enemies. It can also be chained together to perform an air stall. But most importantly, it allows us to use the Master Sword for its one true intended purpose: as a pogo stick. When performing a down thrust on solid objects, such as the spike ball, Link will bounce upwards off it without taking damage. Have you ever wanted to kill Bowser with a pogo stick? Well, now you can. In the night ground theme, spike balls become heat-seeking projectiles, following wherever the player goes, which can make for a very interesting vertical level. Or you could just do what I used it for, which is make Link juggle a shell off his head while pogo sticking. The Hylian Shield can be used to block most objects or projectiles, such as the spike ball. It can also be used to block the explosion from a bomb. One of the ideas I had for this is a don't look backwards stage. If Link turns around and tries to throw the bomb, the blue contraption will go off, blocking the path forward. The solution is to throw the bomb towards the left, walk close enough to activate the Thwomp, and then raise Link's shield to block the explosion, causing the blocks behind him to blow up. Another very useful thing about the Hylian Shield is the ability to push solid objects, such as a muncher, or moving a Thwomp far enough back to activate a POW block. It is also possible to make a gate that Link can only pass when he uses his shield. As you can see, no matter what Link tries, he's not able to pass through the clown car. Hitting the Thwomp with the shield will cause it to fall out of his clown car, and you will be able to pass if you knock the clown car away far enough. Link's arrows can be fired in 3 different directions, and can be used to collect faraway coins or keys. They can also activate P-switches from the side, or be used to destroy POW blocks. When Link takes out his bow, he is also locked in the direction he is currently facing, allowing him to walk backwards, or moonwalk. Link also drastically slows down when he has the bow out, making it difficult to jump over large gaps while shooting an arrow. You can try to jump over the gap and then pull out the bow, but this will still cause Link to slow down. The solution to this is very similar to the dash cancel from earlier in this video, in that if you jump off the ground and immediately go neutral on the controller, you're able to retain the speed from a normal jump while having the bow out. Briefly after an arrow is fired, it will start losing all of its speed and falling towards the ground. My favorite idea I've seen for this is this vertical boss fight, where you fire arrows while falling towards the ground, causing them to rain down on Bowser. Shooting a bomb with an arrow will cause it to bounce forward, which can make for some fun target practice. Bombs are mostly used to destroy blocks and open up a new path. You can also hold onto the bomb for a short period of time to cause it to blow up in the air. There's also a hidden Easter egg, where if you throw a bomb on a music block, it will play the sound effects of a cuckoo from the Legend of Zelda series. When Link is in a clown car, he loses all of his abilities except for being able to drop a bomb. This can be taken one step further with a fire clown car. By dropping the bomb and then immediately shooting a fireball, we are able to cause the bomb to travel upwards. In the night ground theme, Link's bombs will grow legs and act very similar to a lit bob-omb, which can make for some very interesting puzzle elements. This next trick will allow us to throw the bomb further than normal. As you can see, we are not able to hit this block with the bomb. To solve this issue, sit the bomb down, and then quickly stab the bomb with the sword and bump into it. Something that is all too common is coming across a checkpoint, and then suddenly, you're soft-locked. Fortunately, as Link, we're able to damage ourselves with a bomb. But then what? You may think it's not possible to completely kill yourself with just Link's bombs. However, throw a bomb and then stand about a block away from it. As soon as it explodes, immediately pull out another bomb and then walk into the explosion before it disappears. This will cause Link to take damage while also releasing a second bomb that is now able to kill Mario. So because you need to press up to use Link's bombs, most people would probably think if you put a vine, pressing up would cause Link to immediately start climbing the vine, making it impossible to throw a bomb. As it turns out, if you press both up and dash on the exact same frame, it's still possible. This can be made even harder if you add a penalty for pressing up, such as by entering a door. Entering a door will cause Link's bomb to immediately despawn, making it impossible to take a bomb through. Now if you continue to hold up after spawning a bomb, you'll immediately go through the door, causing your bomb to despawn. While Link is able to cause his bombs to be sent flying by performing a down thrust, he's not actually able to bounce off it while doing so. That's where Big Mario comes into play. By switching power-ups mid-jump, it is actually possible to ride on the bomb across spikes. And with a good enough throw, it's even possible to jump off the bomb in mid-air. I had a lot of fun coming up with crazy ideas and making this video, so I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, then consider subscribing, sharing this video, and giving me a follow on Twitter. And as always, thanks for watching.